Congresswoman Pressley, that point that Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez just made is what I'm talking about when I say you could really feel the enormity of what was being discussed was much, much bigger than what happened on the Capitol steps.
Absolutely. The halls of Congress, I think people think because they're marbled, that if you are a woman and you have a title after your name, that means that you are exempt from experiencing this culture, this pervasive culture of misogyny and sexism. Representative Yoho's remarks were vulgar, they were sexist, they were misogynistic, and they were meant to marginalize Representative Ocasio-Cortez simply for speaking truth to power. And I think the solidarity that was demonstrated on that House floor in affront to his offensive remarks does signal a new day, that no longer will we accept that it is a conflated part of our lived experience in this world as girls and women to be marginalized in such a way and to tolerate such vulgarities. And folks should get used to our being there. More women of color taking up space and shaking the table because we're going to keep running. We're going to keep winning elections, and we deserve equal respect and shared power. We've been duly elected just like them.
To the legislative issues that are related to this, the Hyde Amendment is one of them. And there's always been a kind of progressive leaning against the Hyde Amendment, but it just always continues to get reauthorized in this very quiet way that both institutions, the Senate and the House, agree to. This is something that you're trying to break.
Yes, this is the second budget cycle in a row that I've introduced an amendment to repeal Hyde. This is the first pro-choice majority Congress in the history of Congress, the most diverse and representative Congress in the history of Congress, more women serving than ever before. We find ourselves in the midst of a reckoning on racial justice in this country, and this is a racial justice issue. It denies low-income and disproportionately women of color access to reproductive health care. And when 30% of African-American women are covered by Medicaid, 24% of Latinas, 14% of white women, Hyde's days need to be numbered. It is deeply disappointing and frustrating that it would be included in one more budget cycle. I am tired of the full freedoms of low-income Black and brown women being shelved and being moderated. This is a moment of reckoning, and that must be represented in our lawmaking. It's time to repeal Hyde.